Good morning folks, from day 13 of the strangely entitled California trip, because I'm now in Honolulu and I'm led to believe that the state is actually called Hawaii. So my California trip's kind of going out the window, to be fair, because I've been in Nevada and I'm now in Hawaii. So I've spent more time outside of California. I think I've actually spent it inside it. But hey ho, it's all good. I'm in the hostel now, got here last night about 8 o'clock, I think, after fanning about the airport for a wee while after landing. There's a good tip for people who are planning their own travelling trips via the internet. Google is a great tool, however, don't take its travel plans to the letter, because it did tell me that I could get a transfer by bus from Honolulu airport. Obviously that was just a service bus. It would take about an hour and would take me straight to Honolulu, which was strictly true. However, what they didn't tell me was that you couldn't take a suitcase onto the bus. So after sitting waiting for about half an hour and attempting to get on the bus driver told me that I wasn't allowed to take suitcases on the bus, which was a bit of a pisser, given the fact that a lot of transfers that had been hanging about were already gone. However, after a bit of pleading and playing the daft Scottish guy, eventually told me to just go and sit up the back and sort of hide my case under a seat somewhere. So I did get on, but if I hadn't had a decent driver, I think I'd have been struggling. I had to get a taxi for about $50. So that was a good tip. The other tip was from Google was when I got into downtown LA the other night with me and Stephen, was to walk a couple of blocks, get a bus, walk another couple of blocks, get another bus into LA airport. However, it didn't tell me that the first bus I was getting was in the middle of downtown LA, which is not the nicest place in the world. And then the second place it told me I was meant to be getting the bus was Crenshaw, which again, like Compton I mentioned the other day, is one of the places that Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg raps about. So standing waiting in buses in both the two places would not have been very sensible, I would imagine. So if you're doing Google, using Google for any of your research, I would double check and triple check that you're not right in the middle of Shitsville, USA, or anywhere else in the world for that matter. Anyway, it's all good. I got here last night about 8 o'clock. I was pretty knackered. Came in here, into the room, and the only other guy sharing with me in the room here is a 64-year-old Japanese guy called Toshi, who's been retired for 11 years and who generally just comes to Hawaii to, well, I was going to say party, but to chill out every so often. There was a couple of guys here last night. Tim, an Australian guy who's now going to work in Christmas Island from today, and Alfonso, I think he was Australian as well, who's now got a job here and has moved out. So there's only 2 days left in an 8-bed dorm. So it's all good, plenty of room. Jumped in the shower last night, went for a wander along Waikiki. It was dark, but just had a wee look. It's very touristy, but it looks pretty cracking, to be honest. And then grabbed a beer last night just down the stairs here while I chilled out for half an hour, and then it was bed and sleeping for 11 o'clock. So got a good sleep last night. Up this morning for breakfast downstairs. Met an Australian guy, Jared, who's pretty cool. Done a bit of travelling. I think he's a few years older than me. There's quite a young crew that's here, to be honest, in general, and there's very much a surfing sort of vibe as well. Last night they were saying things like totally red and things like that, and I was kind of like going right over my head, but it seemed like a decent enough bunch, so I can't really complain. So today went for my first run after breakfast today. It was pretty warm right along Waikiki, which is pretty cracking. Ended up meeting a couple of hobos, I think we'll call them. What were their names again? Sherry and Eric, who gave me some really good tips about the local area and where to go. So it's pretty cool to meet them. And the big guy, Eric, was like, "Where are you from?" When I found out it was Glasgow, he was like, "Are you Celtic or Rangers?" And it was obviously pretty funny when I told him it was Celtic. He was like, "Fuck Rangers, man!" But not to be offending all my Rangers supporting friends out there, but it was pretty funny. I also knew about Partick Thistle as well, so funny, even somebody in Hawaii knows about Partick Thistle, so it can't be all bad. So anyway, I'm just going to head for a shower. I'm just in for my run not long, which is why I'm red-faced and sweaty. I'm going to head for a shower and then I'm going down to meet Jared my new Australian friend on the beach, and then I think over the next couple of days we're going to hit the North Shore, which is apparently not very touristy and pretty cool. But that's still to come. So anyway, I hope all you guys are good back home. I'm going to sign off now, hit a shower and then hit the beach. So take it easy. Oh, just so you know, I'm 11 hours, I believe, 11 hours behind yous there. So I reckon back home must be about 20 past 10 or something like that, because it's 20 past 11 here. Anyway, hope you're all well, hope the weather's decent back home, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. Take it easy.